And on this edition of Christopher's Kitchen, we welcome you to Reed Field Meat. Tim Husey is here with us today, along with Christopher, of course, from Christopher's Kitchen. And I thought we would go back to the absolute roots of where it all begins, Christopher, and it all goes back to selecting the right cut of meat for whatever the occasion is.
That's right. I think a lot of people they walk into a grocery store and they just look at meat and buy any they can. But I want people to realize that there are butchers out there, there are hometown people that actually cut meat. You can get the type of grade that you want. Grocery stores don't necessarily carry every type of grade. Sometimes just select or choice. If you go to a local butcher like Reed Field Meats, they can show you what's best for what type of cooking that you're going to do. They can really walk you through that. What I thought would be interesting is to show you where all that stuff comes from. And then Tim will tell us a little bit about what cuts of meats are best for what type of cooking.
Christopher, with the changing of the seasons and with a little bit warmer weather on the way, we're going to talk about outdoor grilling, which is certainly something popular. And these are the four best in your opinion.
I think that these are the best cuts for grilling. I hope Tim agrees with me. This is the part that we call a short loin, okay? This is a T-bone, which you would be surprised to know. I don't know if you've ever been to a restaurant. Our restaurant, we carry it sometimes, is a porterhouse. The first three cuts of this short loin are called the porterhouse because that has, what this is, it's got a bone in the middle, a tenderloin on one side, a New York strip on the other, and then what makes a porterhouse is this third piece of meat here, which is a very tender piece of meat that runs just for three cuts, about an inch thick, okay? In my opinion, this is the best piece of steak that you can buy right here is a porterhouse. And then on the other side, all the way down, Tim, how many cuts of T-bones will we get after that?
We usually get probably 8 or 10 one-inch cuts.
After the porterhouse?
After the porterhouse.
Okay. And so, and what makes a T-bone so great, and it's great on the grill, first of all, it has that bone, which adds extra flavor, but it does have a tenderloin on one side and the New York strip on the other. It's the best of both worlds. This is a ribeye. This is a whole rib roll. Lip-on is this part right here. This is the lip. A lot of people I see in the restaurant all the time, they don't eat that because they think it's fatty, but that is actually the most flavorful part of the meat. When you're grilling that, we'll cut this into like 1-inch steaks, and it has a lot of intramuscular fat that we're talking about. That's what flavors it. This is a New York strip. That's the other side of that strip loin that we saw. This too makes up that T-bone. This is the strip loin, New York strip. It's a very popular cut of meat. It's pretty economical. It's easy to find. I'd buy no less than choice, so either prime or choice. Prime, incidentally, is what we serve at Christopher's, and prime represents the top 2% of beef produced in the country. It's rare, and all we try to do at Christopher's is not mess it up. We just try to grill it, put salt and pepper on, and get it out to the table because it's got great flavor. This is what a whole tenderloin looks like. It's got silver skin and fat here. Once you clean that up, you just cut that into steaks, and that's great on the grill. Doesn't require much else other than salt and pepper on the grill, and it's fantastic. One other thing, Mike, that I get asked the most is what cuts of meats are best for stew, what cuts are best for grilling. I've just talked to you about the cuts that I think are best for grilling. Tim, tell us what cuts are best for like stewing and braising. Like people say, I'm going to make a stew. I always recommend chuck or shoulder.
Chuck and shoulder is probably the best for those two applications.
What's a good economical roast that people can come in and buy?
Shoulder, the boneless shoulder or clod has been real popular the last few years.
Boneless shoulder or clod. Okay, and that works out to be pretty tender after it roasts a little while.
All right, so hopefully today we've taken you back to the kind of the grassroots of where it all begins, and in future programs we're going to show you how you can really make them the tastiest they can be with some marinades, some creative and some probably more simple than you realize. And Tim, thanks for letting us barge in on you today a little bit here at Reed Fields, one of the more legendary places here in town. We appreciate your time.
Oh, we appreciate y'all coming in and Christopher giving us all that good knowledge today.
All right, and Christopher, we'll talk about marinades next time.
Thanks, man.
All right, very good. And with that, that's another edition of Christopher's Kitchen. Don't forget now you can access any of the recipes that we've shown in previous programs on our KBTX website at kbtx.com. Just click onto the food page and then click onto Christopher's Kitchen, and that's where you'll find all of those recipes. For Christopher Lampo and Tim Husey of Reed Field, I'm Mike Wright.